Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Tomokazu Komiya's Artist Highlight. Today we're going to delve into his central era of Pokemon cards, which encompasses a vast array of cards and eras. So let's jump right in. To kick us off, we begin this era with the Diamond and Pearl expansion Majestic Dawn. Released on May of 2008, this expansion introduces Generation 4 Pokemon and Level X cards. The set boasts some incredible pack cover artworks including Darkrai, Garchomp, and Empoleon. Komiya personally contributed to this set by illustrating two small but ferocious Pokemon, Apom ready to strike you with its tail, and Pachirisu showcasing its all-out might through the use of warm tones. Diamond and Pearl Stormfront, the 7th and final main expansion of the Diamond and Pearl series, was released on November 2008. It continued to feature Generation 4 Pokemon, and what set this expansion apart was its introduction of retro cards. These retro cards were from previous sets like Base Set, Jungle, and the Wizards Black Star promos. By bringing back old artworks from the same artist with a modern and updated touch, these retro cards evoked a sense of nostalgia while still being visually appealing. While Komiya didn't have a chance to create a retro card, he did have a chance to illustrate some amazing new cards. His Cherubi looking magnificent, but ready for a nap with that moveset. His Magikarp ready to head over to its breeding grounds to potentially become a Gyarados. His Stunky looking extremely spiky and intimidating, take one wrong step and you'll get the stink. And his Shelgon, well, Shelgon is looking more scared than prepared on that steep of an incline. Moving into the next era, we jump into Pokemon Platinum, the first main expansion of the Platinum series. Released on February of 2009, Pokemon Platinum introduced Generation 4 Pokemon and Pokemon SP. These SP Pokemon feature the headshots of their owner at the bottom right hand corner, similar to Pokemon from Gym Challengers. Komiya didn't illustrate any owner Pokemon, but he had an opportunity to bring forth a very adorable and aloof Poochyena. His Psyduck could either be falling or preparing to strike you head on, effectively showcasing its unique design for headbutts. His final and most unsettling card is his Bayonet, which is concealed in your closet, poised to unzip and let out a chilling screech. Pokemon Platinum Rising Rivals was the second expansion of the Platinum series. Released on May of 2009, this set featured Pokemon owned by gym leaders and the Elite Four. Komiya's background art beautifully emphasizes these three Pokemon. His expressive facial animations brings each one to life. Shellos is oblivious and unaware of your presence, while Munchlax daydreams about his next meal. Spheal struggles to fight off the waves since Arceus gave him a hydrodynamic body. That's not very effective. Pokemon Platinum Supreme Victors was the third main expansion of the Platinum series, released on August 2009. This set featured Pokemon owned by Cynthia and the Frontier Brains. These four cards are among my favorite from his central era. They feel more like his original artwork. The red color intensifies the aggressive assault of his Rhyhorn, almost as if it's blood. His Gabite is pierced by the sun's rays, suggesting it's more than ready to evolve into a Garchomp. My favorite of the four is this Marshtomp, which appears to have just parted the sea and reached its maximum potential. Lastly, his Nincada looks poised to jump on your head with that menacing smile. The fourth and final main expansion of the Platinum series features Arceus. Pokemon Platinum Arceus was released on November 2009 and continues to feature Generation 4 Pokemon. Komiya's illustrations are truly remarkable, and my personal favorite is his Haunter card. His Burmy card is particularly impressive, as it appears to be struggling with all its might. The use of lines effectively conveys the struggle and tension. By placing Haunter in an overhead position, Komiya creates a sense of inferiority and instills fear on the viewer. His line work also conveys Croagunk's readiness to attack, creating a sense of action and anticipation. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver was the first major expansion of the Heart Gold and Soul Silver series. It was released on February 2010 and introduced two new types of cards, Pokemon Prime and Pokemon Legend. Pokemon Prime were significantly more powerful cards, while Pokemon Legend cards were comprised of two separate cards. When joining them together, it created a powerful new card. Komiya had the opportunity to illustrate the entire evolution line of Caterpie. In this illustration, we see Caterpie searching for its next flower. Despite being a green Pokemon, Komiya effectively highlighted Caterpie's distinctive red antenna. Next, we see Metapod, which appears to have ample time on its hands, even though it doesn't have hands, patiently waiting for the next stage of its evolution. Finally, we witness Butterfree in all its splendor, prepared to be zapped by the Bug Lamp. Pokémon Unleashed was released on May 2010, and the second main expansion of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This set continues to feature Generation 2 Pokémon and features legendary beasts such as Raikou, Suicune, and Entei. Komiya's contribution to the set was minimal, yet it left a lasting impression. His Tauros once again graces the card with a vibrant red background, exuding a sense of dominance and grandeur as the Crimson Bull of the field. Pokémon Undaunted was the third main expansion and was released on August 2010. Komiya was once again given the chance to illustrate an evolution line, and this time, it was the Makuhita. His Makuhita appears to be ascending a ladder, preparing for one of his most significant battles. Conversely, his Hariyama seems to be engaged in one of the most formidable fights yet. Komiya skillfully employs lines to capture an action scene that will forever be etched in our memories. Pokémon Triumphant, the fourth and final expansion of Heart Gold and Soul Silver series, was released on November 2010. It continues to feature Generation 2 Pokémon. Here we witness Komiya portraying his Kricketot in a timid yet spirited manner by the docks. He is brimming with excitement and eager to sing his heart out throughout the night. Once transformed, it appears that his Kricketune has taken to the water to present the most extraordinary musical spectacle you've ever encountered. With the conclusion of Heart Gold and Soul Silver era, we embark on a new journey into the world of Pokémon, where we encounter the noble victories of Black and White series. This expansion introduces Generation 5 Pokémon and was released on November 2011. Komiya appears to have developed a passion for the color red, but he has skillfully integrated it into his illustrations. In this scene, we witness his Timburr soaring through the air as he clings to a wire while constructing the city of his imagination. Conversely, we encounter a formidable Pawniard, brimming with determination, poised to eliminate any potential intruders who dare venture into his city. Pokémon Black and White Dark Explorers, the fifth main expansion, was released on May 2012. This expansion introduced secret cards that could finally be item cards, marking a significant milestone in the Pokémon trading card game. Although Komiya only contributed a single card, I consider his Dark Explorer series to be the beginning of his adorable era. In this particular card, we see a small Drillbur clinging to a rocky surface, smiling and preparing for the day ahead. Pokémon Black and White Dragons boasts some intense artwork and was the sixth main expansion released on August 2012. As you could have guessed, Dragons Exalted introduced dragon types. Coincidentally, it was released during the Year of the Dragon according to the Chinese calendar, which is a little fun fact. With an intense set full of dragons, Komiya took to the ground and illustrated an adorable derpy Trubbish. I love how Komiya contrasts his illustrations when he only depicts two cards. While his Trubbish is on the ground, his Arduino is high in the sky, overlooking the city and enjoying the view. Pokémon Black and White Boundaries Crossed, the seventh main expansion, is based on Pokémon Black 2 and White 2. Released on November 2012, this set introduced A-Spec cards, a powerful new card limited to one per deck. Additionally, several new forms of Pokémon including Black Kyurem and White Kyurem were introduced. Komiya had the opportunity to illustrate a pair of Pidove, and he did an incredible job by simply drawing one with wide eyes and the other with its eye closed. He gives each Pidove its own unique personality. Pokémon Black and White Plasma Storm, the 8th main expansion released on February 2013, was a set meticulously crafted for Team Plasma. I absolutely adore how Komiya portrayed this little Joltik. He appears to be charging up through his feet, and the inclusion of the lone plug on the ground adds a sense of playfulness. We know he unplugs it himself to get that electrical juice. Last but not least, we reach the legendary treasures of Black and White series. The 11th and final expansion set, released on November 13th, this set includes reprints and alternate artworks throughout the entire Black and White series. Notably, full art gold cards were introduced for the first time in this set. Komiya's animation truly brings Pokemon to life. His Hydreigon appears to be engaged in a mid-flight argument with its other heads, while his Emolga stands victorious, arms crossed, embodying its superhero persona. The Victini is particularly impressive as it reaches for the stars, seemingly leaping from a building, poised to stand and confront any obstacle that comes its way. With the conclusion of Pokemon Black and White, we transition to the XY era of Pokemon cards. This was the first set to feature Generation 6 Pokemon in the card game, and was released on February 2014. The XY era is most notably known for introducing Mega Evolved Pokemon, a new type of Pokemon, and also introduced the Fairy type. This was also the first set to change the required age from 10 plus to 6 plus. Another little fun fact. Komiya's attention to detail is evident in this Pansear card. We observe that he is falling, but we can clearly see a snapped branch in his other hand as he uses his free hand to reach back up and catch himself before plummeting to the ground. The use of shadows adds depth to the illustration, providing a sense of the height of his fall. Despite his predicament, this poor little monkey will endure. His Herdier card appears to be worried, but don't let that fool you. This little pooch is prepared to protect his herd at any cost. Pokemon XY's second main expansion, Flash Fire, was released on May 2014. It included Secret Prints of Mega Evolution EX Pokemon. Komiya appears to have a fondness for illustrating spherical Pokemon rolling down a hill, and he excels at it. His Fortress is particularly noteworthy for capturing a subtle sense of fear in his eyes. His Ponyta stands majestically and tall at the summit of the snowy capped mountains, its fiery mane a beacon visible to everyone around. Pokemon XY Furious Fist, the third main expansion of the XY era, was released on August 2014. Noteworthy Pokemon of the set include the aura-wielding Lucario. His Scraggy is, in my opinion, one of the best illustrations of a Scraggy. The way he stands exudes swagger, and as he sags his skin, he's ready to steal your girl. This is definitely one of my favorite cards that he has illustrated, and a must-have for any true Komiya card collector. Pokemon XY Phantom Forces, the fourth main expansion, was released on November 2014. It introduced the Spirit Link Pokemon Tool card, which enabled Pokemon to Mega Evolve their Pokemon without ending their turn. Komiya's Pokemon cards continue to showcase his remarkable ability to convey emotions. His Swadloon's expression of anger, evident in its squatting on the grass, is both hilarious and well executed. What I admire about this card is the attention to detail, as we can see the individual weeds and plants growing around Swadloon. This is a testament to Komiya's skill and creativity. However, Swala appears somewhat confused and uncertain about the purpose of these cones. His expression clearly conveys this sense of bewilderment. Pokemon XY Primal Clash, the fifth main expansion, introduced ancient traits and featured Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It was on February of 2015 that this set was released. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of Komiya's first attempts at creating a connected illustration. When you combine Volby and Illumise, you can see a continuous picture. This artwork is incredibly impressive because not only does it convey a sense of depth, but he also manages to draw a fisheye background, which is truly remarkable. Let's not forget this beautiful Staryu card, which depicts them in the most natural setting imaginable, basking on the sun, out on a sandy beach. Moving on, we've reached Pokemon XY Roaring Skies, the sixth main expansion of the XY series. This set was released on May 2015 and continues to feature Generation 6 Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon, Execute, is perfectly depicted in this illustration. Its big kissy lips are trying to steer clear from an angry Spearow. I love the colors that Komiya chose for this illustration. I also want to point out that my favorite egg is the Crackshell boy in the back with his mischievous look. The second card Komiya provided for this set is hilarious. It shows us what I like to think is an angry Electrode at the office, ready to fire his employees. Although we don't get to see these people's faces, we have a sense of urgency. Electrodes in this world need to have their requests be completed promptly. The seventh main expansion of the XY series is Ancient Origins. This set was released on August 2015 and featured the mythical Pokemon known as Hoopa. Komiya's contribution to this set is a charming little Inkay, attempting to evade any impending danger. As always, he has done an excellent job of capturing expressions, and his use of colors is visually soothing. Pokemon XY Breakthrough, the 8th main expansion, was released on November 2015. It introduced Pokemon Break cards. While Komiya's contributions seem to have diminished, he made a breakthrough in Pokemon Breakthrough with these 5 cards. His Rufflet defends his territory from intruders by spreading its wings, creating a sense of urgency. Bronzong is a Pokemon with limited emotions, but Komiya's portrayal of it in a red room inside of a museum is perfect. Ehium practices its otherworldly powers, and Komiya sets the stage by giving us a limited perspective of this magnificent being. My favorite of the 5 is Cyndaquil laying on the logs, keeping them warm on a cold winter night. The last card is his angry Magneton on an otherworldly planet. This trio is ready to take over by any means necessary. Pokémon Breakpoint, the 9th expansion of the XY series, continues to feature break cards and was released on February 2016. These 2 cards are among the best illustrations of Komiya's Central era. Clefairy is depicted as hypnotized and confused in a distorted world created by Hypno. On the other hand, we can see that Clefairy has double-slapped Hypno, causing him to see the incorrect side of the fork. These cards create a captivating story that, if you take the time to fully appreciate them, reveals a true value Komiya brings to the Pokémon franchise. Pokémon Generations was a special expansion set for the XY series, celebrating the franchise's 20th anniversary. It featured a wide variety of Pokémon from the first generation. This set marks the first time Komiya's works are reprinted as seen in his iconic Ponyta card. The other 2 cards are new works of art and are among his cutest yet. We can spot a charming Diglett lost in the field of flowers, eagerly awaiting for assistance. His Gulpin card depicts a child and their partner Gulpin engaging in playful activities, balancing their fork after a satisfying meal. Pokémon Fates Collide, the 10th expansion of the XY series, featured Generation 6 Pokémon, EX Megas, normal EX cards, and Pokémon Break cards. It was released on May of 2016. Rotom, living up to his ghostly persona, can be seen causing mayhem. Komiya's Snorlax, with the help of the full community, rolls another spherical Pokémon down a hill. In the sunset, Binacle can be seen fighting for a stringy piece of seaweed with his twin for their last meal of the day. Pokemon XY Steam Siege is the 11th main expansion of the XY series and his final expansion for the Break era. This was released on August 2016. Komiya's Larvesta, a creature of the night, can be seen snuggling up at the base of a warm volcano preparing for its evolution. His Chandelure, a haunting reminder of the Dark Era, casts an eerie glow as he watches as night falls. The townspeople hasten to their homes, unaware of the sinister slush that awaits them. Last but not least, we have the XY promo cards. Komiya showcases Celebi in a mystical dance throughout the Twilight Forest. She can be seen traveling throughout the various eras of Pokemon history, and another of my personal favorites, we have what I believe is a self-portrait by Komiya, as he depicts himself being absolutely petrified of encountering a super spooky Psyduck. This concludes part 2 of Tomokazu Komiya's Artist Highlight. If you've enjoyed the series, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3. Thanks for watching.